It's a contest, they say, of stamina, but it's who can maintain their sanity the longest.
And me and some of the other guys from Video Archives would walk in to go see a movie, and then we'd hear, as we passed by people, like, "Hey, those are the guys from Video Archives, those are the guys from Video Archives."
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have a go-to movie that you would recommend to everybody? All the time? It's a documentary?
You know what? Now that you said that, we actually did. We actually did. It was a documentary that was done in Austin, Texas, and it was a movie called Hands on a Hard Body.
Yes!
I mean, I think it's one of the greatest documentaries ever made.
Oh, the guy that eats the Snickers bar?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guy who eats the Snickers bars that have the energy.
That's why I don't think I'd probably like that. I'd probably eat an orange or Snicker. That's enough energy for me, sir. When I was training, when I was in track training, that's how I used to eat orange and Snicker. And that carried me through the day.
And the thing about, that was a movie that if you commit to it, you're going to love it at the end.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was your go-to one.
That was my go-to one.
What I know about is Texas. Down here, you're on your own.
Hi, this is Quentin Tarantino, and you're watching Tarantino Takes Over Weekend on Sky TV. Now, the movie coming up next is the Coen Brothers film Blood Simple. Now, one of the things about that movie was it was a very influential movie to me before I'd ever made a movie. Usually there's some movie that comes out, usually in the independent circles, that will inspire you as a filmmaker to make you want to do something like that, and makes it seem that it's possible to do something. And before Blood Simple, I think movies along those lines for other people in my generation are a little bit above me would be stuff like She's Gotta Have It, or Jim Jarmusch's Stranger Than Paradise, or Steven Soderbergh's Sex, Lies, and Videotape. But to me, the one that really knocked it out of the park, that bam, I realized that I could maybe do something like that, was Blood Simple. It's a really fun movie, but the thing that I liked the most about it was the fact that I always noticed that when an art film came out from independent circles, that it actually had a genre base. That those were the ones I always preferred, even like when it comes to like the Truffaut films or the Godard movies. The ones that they were kind of jumping off from a genre base were the ones that I always found the most fun.
Hello.
Having a good time?
Hey, what's it?
Your husband.
And when I saw Blood Simple, I thought it was terrific, and that literally was my intention for Reservoir Dogs. I kept bringing it up all the time, because I wanted to be a success like Blood Simple. I wanted to be written about the way Blood Simple was. I wanted to be, ubiquitous in the newspapers and the ads and everything, the way Blood Simple was. And it was, so it was really great. So without any further ado, Joel and Ethan Coen's Blood Simple. Enjoy.
Looks like we're almost out of beer.
Don't try anything or I'll shoot the shit out of you.
Pick me, all of you.
There's some spooky stuff going on a dollar bill, man. I mean, and it's green, too.
Rick Linklater's Dazed and Confused, I think maybe the greatest, maybe along with Rio Bravo, the greatest hangout movie ever made. One of the things about Dazed and Confused that's just so terrific, that is, you could every time you watch it, if you watch it every 3 years or 4 years, the characters are like your friends, and you're hanging out with them again, seeing your old friends.
He actually came and visited me on the set after he had just finished up Dazed and Confused. He visited me on the set of Pulp Fiction, and then the movie opened up, and it was that and Carlito's Way were the only two movies I saw at the theaters while I was making Pulp Fiction. It's like I couldn't concentrate on any of the movies, but I wanted to see Rick's movie and I needed to see the new De Palma movie. So those were the two that I saw. But over the course of the years, and not just because it actually follows my time, more or less, my era, the 70s, growing up, is Dazed and Confused has actually meant a lot to me. And it's meant a lot to a lot of people. I mean, I don't think there's probably any other movie you can think of that, at least now, 3 different generations of college students have all seen multiple times.
I would like to dedicate this first lick to your mother. Fucker.
My favorite little memory, to put it to me, as far as Dazed and Confused was concerned, is about 11 years ago, I went to Amsterdam to jumpstart the writing of a script. At the height of my loneliness, I went to a video store called Mondo Video that had cool shit in Amsterdam, and I rented Dazed and Confused. And I took it to my hotel room and I watched it. And all of a sudden, I wasn't lonely anymore. Because I'd seen the movie so often, and one of the things that I loved about the movie, and I like hangout movies anyway, it's a real hangout movie. And you really get to know all the characters, the little ones, the big ones, all of them. You really get to know this whole community of people in the course of this film. And that goes beyond just about being in the set. This goes beyond about being in Texas. It just goes on to a human experience. And those people have become my friends over these last 20 years since that movie has existed. And at the height of my loneliness, I watched Dazed and Confused, and I wasn't lonely anymore because I was with my friends.
Yeah, that's a good question, because for years I didn't like The Searchers. For years I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like Jeffrey. I always liked John Wayne's performance in it, and I even liked John Wayne's racist son of a bitch character. All right, but I didn't like Jeffrey. I didn't like Jeffrey Hunter in it. I just didn't get it. It was like a lot of 50s melodramas of West that I just don't like, frankly. And so I had never understood the high pedestal that John Milius and Spielberg and Scorsese and Schrader have always put that movie up to. I mean, it's actually interesting. The biggest Fordian of them all is Peter Bogdanovich. And he likes The Searchers, but he doesn't like it like those guys do. You know, he spreads it out a little bit more. But then in writing the book, I figured I should watch The Searchers again because I hadn't seen it in quite a long time. I thought I should watch the film again just to bone up on the stories and some of the connections that I'm making between the other movies. And lo and behold, this time I liked it. It was a thing where, like, this time I kind of got it. I'm still not as into it as these guys are. All right. But I see a little bit more where Scorsese's talking about, especially when it comes to the character, but especially his breakdown of Ethan Edwards that I recite a couple of times. A man who had a great love in him that got stomped out of him. A man who fought, who went away to fight a war that he lost. And I have to say, I did find the community of these white characters, that is what this is about, white manifest destiny, all right? But I did find them sort of touching, actually. And the rituals that they hold on to make themselves human, to hold on to a version of civilization, you know, in this wilderness. Those little square dances that they go to, and everyone kind of knows their spot in it. This is something they took from another place. And I mean, it's quite similar to The Deer Hunter. At the beginning of The Deer Hunter, the way they take this Russian Catholic Orthodox a community and stick it in the middle of Pennsylvania and try to make it like nothing's changed. I did find that moving, actually. I found Ward Bond moving in it, and it was those community of characters that I did find moving. I'm still a little more on Scar's side than I am on Jeffrey Hunter and Ethan Edwards' side, and I do not buy that Natalie Wood's Debbie would go back with him. I think, no, she's married to Scar. She's there. And I do wish John Wayne had killed her. Because that's what he was supposed to do, you know, because of this life not worth living defilement by this native, all right? But that is his character. So I don't like it wimping out at the end. But nevertheless, I did find it moving in a way that I was always tone deaf to. And, you know, I'm more appreciative of where John Ford was coming from than I had been before. You know, in interviews was like talking about canceling John Ford before people were talking about being canceled and for their past work. And I realized that that's kind of an asshole thing to do. And you cannot like something. You can find something troubling from a different time period, but that's just the way it is, and that's that movie.